Yo, what it do, what it is. Welcome to another episode of Hold Up in Another Thing, presented by Mixed Vibes Media. Y'all should already know the vibes. Man, I got a great panel with me. Got some great guests. We gonna get it going. First up, man, I owe this man. He did about 4-5 pods in the past 2 weeks. He fitting around my school schedule. What up, Will?
What's going on, man? You know I'm always ready to talk.
Hey man, it's this brother. And let me tell you, all I gotta do is send him a text. Like, you got a little minute? You got a little minute for me? He come through every time. So I appreciate Will more than words can express. But Will, man, we got the doctor back. We ain't seen the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor's in the house.
Dr. Kamal, yeah, big Dr. Kamal over here.
Man, we ain't seen the doctor in a minute. What's up, Doc?
How y'all doing, man? Everything's good over here, man. You feel me? Dr. Kamar Douglas still out here doing my community work, trying to build these motherfucking communities up together to let people know that we supposed to be united and not fighting against each other, man. I'm still just putting the work in, man.
Right. That's right. But man, the doctor brought him a guest. Doc, I'm gonna let you introduce your guest.
Well, I'm gonna let Mr. Ern introduce himself, brother. So
okay, all right. Tell us about yourself, Mr. Ern.
Yeah, man, it's Ern here, man. Mr. Educate to Elevate. You know, and I just been got on my kick, man. When I talked to Dr. Kamal, man, he really been doing some good things around the neighborhood, and it's like he keeps me, back and forth. Like you said, orange sharpens orange, man. So people don't be afraid to talk to doctors and people with titles, because you got your title too. You just got to figure out what you want to do. My title is I'm Educate to Elevate all day. I'm trying to make heaven on earth. So I always been trying to pull people together since I was 5 years old, but I never knew what I was doing until I got in my 40s, So it's real.
Yeah.
So it's real, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it takes time. Everybody find their purpose.
So hey, if y'all ever get a chance to too, man, me and Mr. Ern, we gotta do a podcast too on our experiences we had in Puerto Rico too, though, man. Okay. That shit was years ago, but that shit was nuts, though.
And tell them we don't live life, Just because you Dr. Kamal don't mean he was always a doctor,
Oh no. I'll tell anybody. I'll tell anybody any day, man. I just sold everything under the sun.
Under the sun, man, nonstop. We grew up in the 80s.
Everything I didn't have no sun.
You know what I'm saying? I was an 80s baby. I grew up right in the middle of it. I'm from 40th and Market, Louisville, Kentucky, West End, South End, East End, everywhere, downtown, Butcher, all that. I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I respect it. But yeah, man, I'm glad to have y'all brothers. Glad we can have this conversation. So the conversation I tend to have is, basically fighting temptation when in a relationship. I'm new to this relationship thing. It's been a while. So I wanted to get some advice from some people who's been doing this for a while. I know Kamar's been married. Kamar, how long y'all been married? Don't give me the line. You just say it on the pod.
This year coming up, you feel me? Our anniversary will be going on 6 years, but we've been together for 10 years though.
Okay. Mr. Ern, how long you been married?
Yeah, to me, my woman been living with me for 7 years. We've been married for 7 years.
Okay.
Tell a woman straight up, as soon as you move in with me, you better act like wifey material.
Hey, I respect it. Now, Will, I know I met Will when I was 17. I am now 34. And he's been with it's his wife now, at the time his girlfriend, for that long. Well, how long it's been since you and Cheryl been together?
This year we will celebrate in August, around August, October, August, September, we'll celebrate year 18.
Wow, big ups, man. Big ups. Big step of stuff right there.
That's beautiful right there. It's 10 years of marriage. This Christmas it'll be 11.
Okay. It's big, man.
It took some growing up though. I tell everybody 18 years of hard decisions, making the right one. Yeah, that's the hard part.
You gotta be disciplined.
Yeah, we gonna
discipline most definitely.
Yeah.
Keep yourself out of situations that cause trouble.
Exactly.
That's the key. If you do that, then you'll be fine.
We're going to get there because that's the conversation I want to have. But this is something I need advice for right now at this current moment. When y'all ask y'all women what they want to eat and they don't know, how do y'all handle that? Because it gets annoying at times.
Oh, man.
I'll go. Let me give you a little bit, just a little spit right here. You gotta stay ahead of your woman. You gotta talk about it early. Then it'll work on her. You know what I'm saying? So I always, like, if I know I'm gonna be hungry about 7, I'm talking to her at 3 or 4 about food. What we gonna do? You know, I only eat, once or twice a day. The rest is, fruits and vegetables. I've been trying to clean my body out and stuff. So over the last 2 years, I've been eating different anyway. So it's real simple and easy, but you just got to start early, man. Everything you do with your woman, try to start as early as you can.
Start early as possible. Okay, I'm gonna take notes on that one for real. I'm gonna start. I might have to do.
If she say it's your choice, if she says it's your choice, just say stuff that she like.
Yeah. She gonna make you change your mind 3 or 4 times. She gonna make you change your mind 3 or 4 times, bro. Yeah. You gotta start early, bro.
Yeah, ain't never really your choice.
Yeah, what I'm gonna say too is that I agree to both of those statements, but I also see Pinterest threads too.
Yeah,
I'm like, look, man, pick from one of these. This is what we gonna have just for this evening. I'm gonna be the one to cook it, but just pick whatever you want. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the store and bad. Just let me know so it can be waiting on you.
And you gotta switch it up too. Yeah, you gotta switch it up. You cook, but when I cook big. My food gonna last 2-3 days. I don't just cook a little bit at a time. I'm gonna cook enough just for she ain't worrying about it. I ain't worrying about it. That's the least of my problems.
Yeah. But I do agree with you too, though. I know, like, when my wife, during her lunch breaks, I'll be asking what she wants for dinner, and half the time her response be, "I ain't even ate lunch yet. I don't know what I want for dinner." I'm like, shit, I'm asking them.
Yep, you better figure it out. You better figure it out, or you gonna miss it. But I'm either gonna cook or I'm a bad. My wife, she likes to cook. She be throwing down, so she gonna mostly cook, but most of the time I be getting takeout or something. Keep it simple.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of times, honestly, if you just come with what you eat and tell her what y'all eating, because remember, women like to shop. It's just the same with food. It's just the same. And picking out a shirt is like picking out a restaurant. You're gonna try on 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So start early. Give a multiple choice. Okay. I feel like I gotta take notes on this because this is be a battle. I'll be like, man, what you gonna eat? And I'm looking at the clock. It's like 30 minutes later, and we still trying to figure out what we gonna eat. I'm like,
sometimes just pull up at the restaurant, like we eating here.
Just pull up and we stop in the car and just get out. Hey, that's what we doing.
Sometimes they just want you to take control. Women like that sometimes.
Yeah. And like I said, a lot of times I'm gonna bring some food that she likes, so she not gonna say no because I know it, but she likes to switch it up a lot. So I'm just gonna be like, here, this is what I got. This is what I want. If you don't want this, you gotta go fend for yourself.
Right.
Now, I ain't bold enough to say that, Land.
Nah, I had a couple conversations like that.
Yeah, I ain't bold enough to say that, Land, man. If I say that, Land, nigga, the whole rest of my night's gonna go south.
I don't know if I'm comfortable doing that because
you ain't comfortable.
I ain't comfortable doing that because it could go 1 or 2 ways. And the second way ain't great at all.
At all.
It's gonna get real ugly, real fast,
real quick. Yeah, but
all you gotta do is say you don't even know. You never knew what you wanted to eat anyway. I told you what I was getting. You never said no.
Okay,
I'm not conversation about a whole nother object. Objection. You're like, damn, that ain't got nothing to do with that.
I'm not stable enough yet in my relationship.
How long you say you've been in your relationship?
Not long enough.
Oh, okay. You ain't got over that 5-year hump yet?
No, not at all. Let me tell you something. I like to live. So let me tell you what we're not gonna do. Tell her what we go to, and just like look, because that sounds like something you gonna tell your kid. Like, hey man, this is what we have for dinner, and that's it.
But then I think Will like Kamal said it though. They said it like you have 3 or 4 options as soon as you ask that question, and then you would narrow it down quicker. Yeah, you narrow it down real quick.
I like it. Give them multiple choice. Okay.
Yeah, and then too, of course, I know like with me, like the various things that I cook, I'll be trying to put myself on my own personal rotation. You know what I'm saying? But of course, over time, you might get tired of eating the same rotation over again. But I always got the go-to, and the go-to is my motherfucking wings, nigga. My motherfucking wings is fire.
Yeah.
I ain't never had the wings. I could speak to that macaroni and cheese though.
There you go.
That brother.
Most of the time, like when you clicking, y'all gonna have 2 or 3 things y'all ain't gonna say no to. Like me and my wife, it's gonna be a lot of like the salmon in the salad, chicken wings in the salad, little stuff like that. If it's something quick with the air fryer, like she ain't gonna be mad, especially if she's hungry. So it's like, okay, cool. And then she love it when I'm doing it. Like long as I'm doing it, it goes quick. But if she's doing something, it's another story.
Yeah,
it's another story.
Yeah.
All right, I'm like I said, I'm gonna take these pointers. All right, but let's get to the conversation that I brought y'all gentlemen here for fighting temptations, the importance of fighting temptations, and how do you fight the temptations. So I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Aaron.
Yeah, man.
Why is it important for you to fight the temptations?
Look, man, I'm gonna say my spiel and I'm gonna get out of here because you know I got demons sometimes, you know, but at the end of the day, it's like it's a difference between what I did and what I said. But like fighting temptation is only hard when you don't got the discipline. Like when I already plan my day out, I'm not gonna let nobody mess my day up with me and my woman. First and foremost, you gotta have trust and you put your woman first. So if you having temptation and you're not putting your woman first, that's already gonna be, hey man, I gotta work on this. And it's like maybe, like I said, at the end of the day, you really gotta forget about it, you know, because like you said, you gotta think of it like you got a lot to lose. Like I look at situations like, well shit, man, I was, you know, $30,000 in debt. You know, we just bought a $200,000 house. It's like I ain't about to mess all this up for no, you know, for no jump off. You know what I'm saying? Like we doing shit together. So it's keeping me so busy to where I don't even think like that. Like if it gets to that situation, like a lot of women respect where I'm coming from when they see my ring. They respect it. So a lot of temptation kind of goes out the window when you're about your family.
Okay. So the why is you don't want to lose what you built. What y'all gain together, what y'all doing together.
Yeah, it's big. You gotta have things you're doing together.
That makes sense. You don't want to lose the life that y'all had already. Y'all progressing along in. And like you said,
it ain't no hesitation, you know, it ain't no argument. Like I said, I've been with my wife for 7 years, and I mean, we don't have probably one bad argument. And I'm talking about where we didn't talk for about 6 hours. And that was an argument for us. Other than that, we work it out. She's real easy going. Like your relationships gotta be easy. You know what I'm saying? Relationships shouldn't be hard. Like I be telling people all the time, like you go through your ups and downs, but sometimes you can't come back from a lot of downs. Like me, I don't like loud women, no disrespectful women, nothing like that. So that's already gonna make me respect her because she's not disrespectful to me. So I can't do something disrespectful to her. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Dr. Douglas, what's the why for you?
The why for me is very similar to that also too that my brother Aaron was just sharing. But beyond just what you have built internally with your relationship, it's also you got to be able to look at yourself. You know, like you got to understand if you do something like that, what is it going to do to you on the aftermath of it? So if you love yourself, then you definitely got to love the woman that you want. But you got to put your love for yourself and for your woman together. And then the other thing is too, is like you got to understand as a man, like the only time you got motherfuckers wanting to do anything with you is because you got some shit going on. It ain't like they really care about you. It's because you got some shit going on. You feel me? They just trying to get a hand out too.
Yep.
That's all it is. You feel me? So it's easier for me to swat flies away. You know what I mean? Than to
I
keep
think
on to my honey.
I think mans go down to it comes back to respect. If you the why is I respect the woman I'm with. That's why I can't entertain anything else, because I want to show her the proper respect. And I also in turn want her to show me that proper respect. I can't look for her that respect from her if I'm not giving her that same respect.
Yeah, that's very true, because you only really get out of your relationship what you put into it.
True.
So if you ain't putting that respect into it, you're not going to get that respect on the back end of it.
I kind of disagree with something Aaron said. And the reason I'm gonna say is I think relationships are hard.
Yeah, they definitely are. They are.
Because
I was gonna say something about that too, though.
I think relationships are hard. I think nothing great in life comes without work. It comes without conflict. It's how you get through that conflict and progress through that conflict. How you handle facing adversity. I think that tells anything about your character in your relationships character, if anything. But that's not easy. To be all of those things I just said, it's hard. Facing adversity is hard.
At the same time, too, though, I think more so what he was going to when he made that comment was like, so imagine you in the NBA or the NFL, like after you practice so much at your craft, your jump shot gets easier to you. Your tackling skills get easier to you. Where you throw the football, the way you catch it, it gets easier to you because you are consistently working on it. Now, the work is definitely the hard part. But if you put that work into it and you already have this wheel consistently turning and consistently going, after a time, then it does become a little bit easier for you. But you got to put the work in on.
Yeah,
got to do that.
Anything great is worth working towards. Will, what's your why? What keeps you from going?
Why do I resist temptation and stay committed?
Yeah.
So there's numerous reasons, man. When you build something, you just don't want to hand it to the next person, right? So that woman, she built me up. She helped make me who I am. I'm just not going to hand myself to the next person. That's not fair to her. So and on top of that, go watch a Thin Line Between Love and Hate. There's a scene in there where Martin asked the club owner pretty much the same question. You know, how you stay committed in your relationship. He says, man, there's plenty of honeys. You don't think I want to bag any of these honeys you see walking around? But I go back to what I built because I put more into that. You don't walk away from commitment and think you're just going to go out and find something else. I personally know ain't shit out there. I've gotten, to me, the cream of the crop. I've grabbed my best and I'm gone. I'm not about to stick around and try to fish out some more. I'm straight. So I'm going to let everybody else go for their best. I got mine. So I don't need temptation. I stay out of those situations. It's a lot about putting yourself in the right situation, and necessarily you won't even come across the temptations.
Will, you've been in it so long, has it gotten easier, or has it still remained the same as fighting the temptation as long as you've been in a relationship?
It's gotten easier, first of all, because I've been out so long that I don't even see anything no more. And it's gotten easier because you grow, your appreciation grows as you spend time with a person. You know, so that made it easier for me. I was able to keep my head down and, you know, not look at all the other options, because I mean, we all know there's tons out there, but you just know what you got and you stick to it.
Man. Doctor, I asked the same question to you. Has it gotten easier over time for you? Or is it still the same as it was in the beginning?
It's definitely gotten a lot easier over time. Um, One, because of the commitment and the love that I have for my wife, you know, and then as Brother Will was stating too, though, for a man of standards, uh, to find anything that's actually even worth dealing with in our current climate that we have anyway, you know. So it's more so with me, it's like the love and the commitment that I have, but it's also the fear that I have of messing this up and having to go at her to these wolves that exist at her now.
She called them wolves. Okay. Oh man, I know I was supposed to keep going, but he called them wolves. Yeah, I was thinking more pariahs, but yeah, wolves,
Yeah,
pariahs. You know,
yeah. They can kind of go hand in hand, though. You know what I'm saying? But it's like a part of that to me, you know what I'm saying? Because of course, like the music is popular, it definitely deters and creates and molds various generations. It definitely does. So right now, with some of the music that we have that exists, a lot of the female artists are not even dateable. You know, so like the stuff that they say in their lyrics and stuff is making the women believe that they supposed to act that way.
I said it before and I'll say it again. I think music, television, and movies has made it acceptable for side pieces to be a thing.
Yeah,
And
definitely
that
so.
you supposed to have, even if you're in a relationship, you're supposed to have multiple options. That wasn't, I don't, at least, you know, y'all, you know, no offense, y'all a little older than me. But when I was growing up, I don't remember that being the case in the music. Don't get me wrong, I could point out examples of, you know, that being the case, because every generation had a couple songs here and there. But this generation, it's more of those songs, it's fewer songs about staying together and being lovey-dovey and being in this relationship and holding each other down.
Yeah, because I know in the era that you speaking of, you feel me, it was more so like the actual dudes that were saying this stuff, you feel me?
Yeah.
And the dudes were saying this stuff, but not to sound like sexist or nothing like that though, but it's different if you got a woman talking about her side piece and who she's about to go see today and then see somebody else tomorrow or whatever. You feel me? It's like, I don't want that. Like inside of a wife, I don't want to have somebody that's next to me that I know 50 to 100 dudes and already touched. Like, I don't want that.
What are some tactics that y'all use to continue to fight temptation?
Well, I know with me, it's not even really tactics that I got to use. I just like the love that I have for my wife is already enough. And especially like the commitment to my family and to her, that right there is enough. You feel me? So I think for me, like that alone, now, of course, over the years, I had to grow to this person. You feel me? Not to say that I was always this man, but growing up my own self and understanding uh, what I basically have to potentially lose. I don't want to lose. I don't.
Okay. All right. Will, you got anything in particular that you do? Again, you've been out the game so long that like you said, you ain't really got too much to like look at or whatnot.
Yes, exactly, man. I just kind of don't pay attention to what's going on out there as far as like the dating scene, of course.
I watch people, so I see the way people are moving now, and it just ain't it ain't my rhythm. I can't dance to this party, so I just kind of just step to the side and play the wall, man, and let that be it, man. I don't know. I don't have any tactics though. It's just I'm turned off, I guess.
Okay. All right. Hey, man, it's an important conversation. Like I said, really, I guess, I think the only tactic I can come up with is don't put yourself in that predicament that you have to fight temptation. And
Try not to.
yeah,
It's hard though, because you go to the grocery store and be in a predicament. So don't get it twisted. Like there's people everywhere. You're always gonna see attractive people, married or not. Your brain doesn't turn off and say only my spouse is attractive.
yeah, that's true. That is true. But when I think of putting myself in that, putting yourself in a situation is like a public scenario is different than like somebody like, hey, why don't you come over? We not gonna do nothing. And then you get over there and then that person just flip the script on you.
If you're talking to somebody and they're talking about coming over and we ain't doing anything, you probably shouldn't be talking to them.
That's true.
Let's keep it real,
That's true. That is
That's
true.
your friend, my nigga. They try to think that way fast for shit.
Or kicking with your homeboys. And then your homeboys is out here, they don't care that you're in a relationship. You gotta watch the people that you surround yourself with, because they'll put you in positions of, hey, we ready to ride over here. Next thing you know, but you shouldn't fold in those positions. I'm just saying these is techniques to not yourself in the situations.
Yeah, like you don't ever fold in them type of positions, man. Cause like just Saturday before last, I'm involved in a couple of different nonprofits and on the boards of a few of them. But my homie, you feel me, got his stuff in that economic. We had about 200 people that showed up, and we had like 4 different organizations and stuff was there. And one of the females that was there, she was from Lexington or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So when everything ended, we got done cleaning everything up. So it was me, 2 of my homies, and then her, she was there. And we only stayed because she was waiting on her ride. I'm like, I'm not just gonna leave her at the park. You feel me? Like we need to stay until our ride picks up or something. You know what I mean? So we sat around or whatever, and I was describing some of the work and stuff I do. But in the midst of me doing it, she was asking me if I could potentially get her on with a job and shit, but she wanted me to text it to her phone. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. You don't need my number. You don't need my number. You know what I mean? You don't. You can get my work email. That you don't need my number though. You don't need my number trying to ask for a job. You don't need all that because I don't know what your intentions are, but I also know I don't even want to figure out what your intentions are. So as we were stating, there are certain situations and certain places that the individual can be in, but I know every time that I have been in a situation as such and I have been approached by a woman, I feel better inside of myself for me basically saying no.
It's a boost to your own ego. It gets
a boost to my own self, like my own personal integrity.
Yeah, that's what.
Because one thing you can't ever do, if you want to survive as a person, is compromise your own personal integrity. Like whatever the values are that you hold on to, and whatever rules it is that you want to live by your own self, you can never let anybody compromise that, because then they actually are getting over on you. You know what I mean? So.
All right, but you said you have a technique. That's a technique right there. Pass out work emails, man. You ain't got nothing to talk to me about on this cellular device. You got nothing to talk to me about.
Nothing to talk to me about.
If it ain't work related, it does not matter. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing was like she kept trying to initiate it. And I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. I said me or my wife would not appreciate that. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Hey man, smart. That's a smart brother right there. I'm gonna let y'all go, man. I appreciate y'all time getting on, hopping on here, man. Dr. Douglas, it was nice seeing you and having you.
Oh man, thank you for the invite, brother. I'm always willing to be able to come out and speak, man. You know, always, man.
We're gonna
Yeah.
have to.
And I haven't even got a chance to tell you all, Will, about my experiences teaching us out of the prison and stuff this past year. Like that shit is fucking awesome.
We're gonna. You have
It was,
to come back.
yeah,
You have
definitely
to
so, man.
You have to come back. It's been a long time. We can't have you away this long. We can't have you away this long.
But thank you for the re-invite, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My brother Will, thank you as always.
What's going on, man? I love being here. I take it 1,000 times.
Hey man, I appreciate it. I'm glad we could bring people. I'm glad we can all come together and bring people together, kind of like Drake did for the West Coast over in LA. But you know what I'm saying? Thank you. You just say it, bro. That's what Drake brought everybody out in LA for the pop out. But hey man, thank y'all for listening to another episode of Hold Up in Another Thing presented by Mixed Vibes Media. And we're gonna catch y'all on the next one.